What is up, NPBF fans and coaches alike? My name is Jeff. I am the head commissioner of the NPBF. We are back for another week of recap action for NPBF D-League Season 13, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Season 13. Look at that. Crazy. We have 7 great games to do for you guys this week. 7 really awesome games hopefully awesome games. We'll see if they're truly awesome to get going for you guys. For me to react to this week. Very fun stuff. If you didn't see the Week 2 one, what are you doing over on the Week 3 one? But basically, the reason this is so late is because of computer issues. The computer we had that was doing all the recording for this, it died. So, unfortunately, that meant that recordings were done for a bit. But now we're back. Now I have a replacement computer, and we are back able to do this once again. So we're going to be back in business. One game that didn't happen this week was talked about slightly in the Week 2. But we'll go over it again here. Listen to Long Island Lipards. Unable to perform her games so far because of a lot of IRL stuff, which obviously takes precedence over Pokemon. But those games are in the process of being worked on now, so that game will be shown and talked about on the earliest possible recap once it is completed. But we're not going to focus on that. We're going to go ahead and get started with the Week 3 recap here with Angel and the Golden State War Turtles taking on Jay and the Southeast Texas Sneasler's. We see the Grimmsnarl, the Rotom Wash, the Excadrill, the Alolan Executor, the Cleavor, and the Cinderace on Jay's team. And we see an eerily similar team from Angel here with the Torterra, the Quaquaval, the Necrozma, Klefki, Chi-Yu, and Raging Bolt. Please tell me he's not just bringing the same 6 every single week. It's the same 6 for the first 3 weeks, it looks like, on the dock. Please tell me he's not just bringing the same exact team. We'll keep an eye on things to see if the sets are the same too. Weakness Policy, Necrozma, Manual, Sun on the end screens on the Klefki, Life Orb, Chi-Yu, Physical, Raging Bolt, which is a crime against everything. If you're running Physical Raging Bolt, you're incorrect. You're just doing it wrong. I'm sorry. The Quaquaval and the Torterra. The Quaquaval didn't really see much of. Only really saw like an Aqua Step or close combat from it. And then we have Shell Smash Whiter, Trailblazing Torterra here. So let's see how this one goes. Please tell me he's not just bringing the same sets here. I'm going to be really mad. I'm going to be really upset about it. And we do see the Weakness Policy pop on the Necrozma. As it goes for a Calm Mind here. Just throwing away the Necrozma. That's alright. I don't understand the play, but also, why are we bringing the same sets every week? The whole point of Draft League is literally to bring different stuff, mix things up, counter-team your opponent. This isn't counter-teaming your opponent. It's just laziness. I'm sorry. It's just laziness, and it makes me angry. Because why are you even playing in Draft League? There's no point at that point. See, the Quackers is going to get burned here, and it's going to do a decent chunk of the close combat. But we're going to see the Nasty Plot come out from the Rotom here. Good stuff. Rotom is going to be able to put in a lot of work with that. Takes some more chip from the Brave Bird. We're going to see another Nasty Plot come up. Keeping itself above 50%, and the Quaquaval is going to die to the burn there. Very nice stuff. Physical Raging Bolt. Why are we running Physical Raging Bolt? Let me explain to you how bad of a decision this is, right? Raging Bolt has 137 base special attack. Raging Bolt also has 73 base physical attack. That means you run this mon as a special attacker. It is a strong, bulky special attacker. That is what its existence is. Physical attacks are not what it does. It just doesn't make any sense. It's a bad bring. It's bad. It's just bad. Why that's happening, I have no idea. But We're going to see the Excadrill just kind of clean up here for a little bit. Chiu's going to come in here, click the Lava Plume. I assume this is going to be the Life Orb. Yeah. Please, I am begging you, bring different sets. Prep your teams, dude. It's not that complicated. It's not that hard. It really is not that hard. Please actually prep different stuff. This is the call out right now. All of Angel's future opponents, he is literally bringing the same 6 mons every week with the same sets. Look at his prior weeks. You know what to prep for. Don't even have to think about it. Just prep for the 6 mons you just saw here, and you win. That's it. Hard prep for those, you're done. You're fine. If things don't change. Because obviously, like, this is just... I apologize for getting so heated. But I love Draft League. It's my favorite way to play Pokemon. In my opinion, it's the best way to play Pokemon. Because it's the most diverse. And when someone just shows up and brings the same 6 mons every single week, it's lazy, it's a cop-out, and I hate it. It makes me genuinely upset. Because there's no reason for it. It's just lazy. It's absolutely, purely, and unadulterated laziness. Period. End of discussion. In my opinion. You don't have to agree with me. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. But it doesn't change my feelings on it. So that's my take. Jay played perfectly. He just beat down this team. Maybe he noticed that it was all the same mons every week. I don't know. But he played a really, really good game, applied a lot of pressure, and didn't even have to use half of his mons, which is a good sign that the game went well. So, good stuff for Jay. Nicely played. Angel, please, I'm begging you. Just do something different. Do different stuff, please. You have a team of 11 Pokemon. A whole team of 11 Pokemon. Why are we only bringing 6 every week? Why are we only bringing the same 6 every week? There's no reason for it. This is how you go 0-10 by the end of the season, because everyone knows what you're bringing every week, and it's not going to play out well for you. It's just not. It's a very, very bad decision across the board. And also, Raging Bolt, please bring Special Raging Bolt at the very least. Like, if you're going to bring the same 6 mons, at least bring Special Raging Bolt. Come on. It's not a physical attacker by any means. By any means at all. Maxing out its physical attack. Make it adamant. It doesn't even have adamant max attack. Doesn't even have higher attack than uninvested special attack. You are lowering the special attack with the nature, and it's still higher than the physical attack at adamant max attack. That is bad. Please stop running it. It is awful. It is terrible. It is bad. It is just a very bad... I'm sorry. I'm ragging. It's horrible. Please don't do it anymore. I'm begging you. You're not going to see this for a couple days, so you probably are going to do it for your Week 4 game too. Please, after Week 4, don't ever do it again. I'm begging you, please. Don't. It's just bad. I'm sorry. It's awful. I have to roast it hard because it's just rough. It's awful. I don't want to even look at the screen anymore. I'm angry. Moving on, we have the Grind City Galewings taking on the Rowlet Trailblazers, 2 former mainly coaches, Aaron and James. Aaron brings the Suncore with the Torkoal, Venusaur, Slitherwing, and Roaring Moon, paired up with the Crabominable and the Cloyster. Taking on James and his Great Tusk, Alolan Persian, Dragonite, Wellspring Ogerpon, Munkidori, and the Alcremie. Let's see these two Titans face off. We see the lead here with the Switcheroo, switching the Choice Scarf onto the Slitherwing in favor of the Life Orb. Gonna force the Slitherwing to switch here thanks to the Protect. Gonna Switcheroo, send the Life Orb and take the Heat Rock off the Torkoal. Very good stuff as well. Gonna limit those Sun turns going forward, as well as apply a lot of pressure, weakening the Torkoal when it's doing its damage. It's gonna give it a good power boost, but it's gonna keep it weaken it a lot faster. Actually, we're gonna lose the Torkoal right away here to the Earthquake from the Great Tusk, where we're gonna have it taken out immediately by the Venusaur. We're gonna see the Black Sludge on the Venusaur here. Monkey Dory's gonna tank that Earth Power and go for a trick here, tricking the Lagging Tail onto the Venusaur. Very, very good stuff. As an incredibly good play. I love that. Being able to tank the hit, give the Lagging Tail to Venusaur so it can outspeed, and be able to take it out as well. Being able to steal Black Sludge is just a bigger bonus because now Monkey Dory gets that recovery. Very good stuff by James. Icicle Spear is just going to absolutely murk Perk Angle here. The Dragonite absolutely going to just decimate it. We see the Rain Dance being up here to remove the sun, or limit the sun stuff. I think that's really good. This Icicle Spear is putting a crazy amount of damage though, but we do have the faster Wellspring Ogerpon here. I think doing some good work. Gonna see the Spiky Shield here to cause some good damage to the Slitherwing here as it goes for the Leech Life. It is now locked into that Leech Life. See, we're going to have the sack here of the Monkey Dory. Yeah, that's going to be the case here. It's going to be able to get the health back. And we're going to see Alchemy coming here. Take very little from that Leech Life and be able to set up an Acid Armor in front of it. Very good stuff for the Alchemy. Getting a second Acid Armor up. Now it is basically impenetrable to the entirety of Aaron's team, being a whole bunch of physical attackers. The freeze, but into the Lumberry, that is such a huge, huge smart bring by James here. Very good stuff. See the Store Power come out as the Roaring Moon is unable to be affected by that. Dragon Dance is up, but the Draining Kiss is going to knock it down. Basically 1 health. Earthquake is going to do no damage because of all those Acid Armors though, and Draining Kiss is just going to be able to finish off the Roaring Moon. And I think from here it's looking like an Alchemy sweep. Alchemy's Draining Kisses are going to be doing so much damage. Store Power is going to do a massive, massive chunk. Very big damage here. And I think that's going to be pretty much game here. Obviously, we're going to be resisting as well. The Bug moves. First person is going to do no damage. We're going to see Draining Kiss do an absurd amount. Now he's locked into the First Impression, unable to do anything else. And Alchemy's going to be able to finish that off. Very, very well played by James. The trick and switcheroo shenanigans was absolutely amazing. Multiple switcheroos from the Persian, getting the Choice Scarf onto the Slitherwing to heavily limit what it can do, as well as getting the Life Orb onto the Torkoal and taking away the Heat Rock, potentially later on limit the Sun Turns. I think that was all really, really well played on his part. Amazingly done. I think it was a really, really good game. Both players played well. I just think James had an incredibly strong and dominant looking game plan going into this, and it worked out perfectly. Nicely done, guys. Very good stuff. Definitely needed that palate cleanser. Moving on, we have Greg and the Philadelphia Vampies taking on James and the Myrtle Magikarps. James is bringing the Alomomola, the Gardevoir, the Chansey, Skeledirge, Iron Boulder, and the Gyarados, of course, his signature Pokemon. It is his favorite. What can you do? And Greg is going to be bringing the Thwackey, the Florges, the Moltres, the Swampert, Galarian, Slowking, and the Chenpao here. Let's see how these two commissioners do get out on this one. We see the Thwackey take on the Gyarados in the opening. Gyarados is going to go immediately for the Dragon Dance. Big, big knockoff here to get rid of that Lumberry. We see Swampert coming here on an Iron Head. Very good switch. Works out very well in his favor. Waterfall is going to do a crazy amount of damage, but the Stone Edge is going to be able to finish off the Gyarados. Gyarados not sweeping today, ladies and gentlemen. Not at all. We see the Alomomola come in here, and then the Slowking comes in to stare it down. We're going to see the Wish get past here, but nothing really going here. The Chansey's going to be here. Nothing happening here. We're going to see the Chansey get knocked off, losing its Eviolite. Big, big stuff for this situation. Chansey losing its Eviolite is massive. Seismic Toss does not take out the Swampert here, thankfully. And we're going to see the Swampert be able to go for a Waterfall here. Gets a crit, but does die to the Rocky Helmet from the Alomomola. Very, very good use of Alomomola there. Toxic onto the Chansey. This thing can probably just get rid of it with Natural Cure, but being able to wear that thing down while it is on the field is very good. It's going to go for the soft boiled here, get some HP back, and we're going to see the natural cure, yeah, for sure. We see the Woodhammer come out into the Skeletor. Massive damage. I assume that's probably Banded Thwacky. That makes a lot of sense here. It's a really, really strong Thwacky. Ooh, the sub with the Skeledirge. That was a very risky play. If he stayed in and just went for the Woodhammer again, the Skeledirge would not have been able to make the substitute, and that would have been really, really bad. We are going to see the Scorching Sands break the sub here from the Moltres. Scorching Sands into the Chansey. Not going to do too much damage, though. U-turn gets a decent chunk. And we're going to see Thwacky come back here once again. Seismic Toss into the Thwacky. Does a good little bit of chip damage. But now we have that dangerous... Oh, the Chansey stays in here. Very, very risky. But it does work out in James's favor here. Assuming he wouldn't just go right for the Woodhammer again. I think the Woodhammer was actually a safe play, though. I think would have killed the Alomomola, kills Gardevoir, kills Iron Boulder, and definitely 2-KOs the Skeledirge based upon the damage it did before. So I definitely think that might have been worth to just click the Woodhammer there. You can see the baton pass the floor, just passing that wish into the Moltres here. Torch Song is going to get some good chip damage, but the Scorching Sands is going to get a massive chunk off on the Skeledirge here. Skeledirge's not going to be able to win this 1v1, so we're going to see the Moltres fire off another Scorching Sands into the Chansey. He's going to come in and get burnt by that, unfortunately for it, but it does have that natural cure. Seismic Toss still doing crazy damage. We're going to have to see that Woodhammer come out here hopefully soon. Oh, the full para is super huge. I assume that was probably with the Woodhammer probably coming out there. We see the knockoff, actually, probably predicting the Skeledirge. We're going to see the Seismic Toss take it down. I think, looking at that situation, Greg, just like overall, based upon the damage you were doing earlier, like I know you probably would have gone down to recoil at that point, but even still, I think clicking the Woodhammer was definitely the play for that, for sure. Knockoff was not the play there, I don't think. Just looking at the matchup overall, looking at how much Woodhammer did before, Woodhammer did 47% to Skeledirge while in the terrain and everything still. I think Woodhammer was a guaranteed KO here. Like, even if Thwacky went down, you guaranteed no matter what he did, you killed something. Straight up. So I think clicking the Woodhammer there probably was a little bit of a better play, in my opinion. Looking at the situation, looking at what you were doing thus far, but, I understand where you're coming from. Knockoff would have definitely killed the Skeledirge, for sure. So we do the sub on the Chien-Pao. Very, very interesting to see that. Crunch gets a good chunk of damage in the Alomomola, but not enough. Alomomola packing the Play Rough to break those substitutes. That's a very, very good bring on James's part. Obviously, Chien-Pao is seeing it's not going to be able to break this thing here. We're going to see the Slowking come out here. Toxic the Chansey as it comes back in. Just trying to keep that thing pressured as much as possible. We're going to see the Thunder Wave come out onto the Slowking and immediately get full parried. Very unfortunate. Looking tough. Now Dirge is back at a strong amount of health, able to get off some Torch Songs and a Flame Charge, and it's looking like it's going to pretty much clean this game up here. I don't really see any way that Greg can get out of this here, unfortunately. It's looking like a tough end to the game. We're going to see a lot of full pairs here. Very unfortunate. And it does look like, crit probably doesn't matter at this point. He's at +2. I think the Skeletor is just going to clean up. Nicely played on James's part. I do think Greg had some avenues to do a little bit more damage here, break a few more Mons. But overall, James played this incredibly well. Really, really good stuff. On to the next one, we have Nate and the Baltimore Predacons taking on Dylan and the New York Applins. Dylan is bringing the Galarian Slowbro, the Alolan Sandslash, the Diplin, the Incineroar, Baxcalibur, and the Alolan Ninetales. Nate over here has the Iron Valiant, Whimsicott, Crocodile, Haxorus, Keldeo, and Corviknight. Let's take a peek and see how this one goes. Whimsicott's going to lead here against the Alolan Ninetales. Not an ideal lead situation. We're going to see the Incineroar come in here as you see the Terra Fire into the sunny day. Moonblast comes out, does a little bit of chip to the Incineroar as we're going to see the Parting Shot come out here and get the snow set back up for the Ninetales. Freeze Dry comes out as he sets up the sun. He just resets the sun. Nothing too crazy happening here. We're going to see the Terra Blast come out and do a good chunk to the Slowbro here. Very good stuff so far. Nothing too crazy. We're going to see this Crocodile come in here, get hit by an Earthquake that does minimal damage. What's Crocodile going to go for here? We're going to set up the Stealth Rocks. Okay. He has a team with a huge ice situation. Very good stuff here. Why did Crook go down here? Why did Crook go down there? What was the point of Crook going down there? Hold on. Why did Crook get sacked? Why was Crook not kept around for the Slowbro or the Incineroar? Because it outspeeds both of them and hits them for super effective damage. Why was that the case? I'm kind of confused. I would love to understand that one. Why was Crocodile sacked? You had switch-ins in Corviknight, Whimsicott as well. Now that's terrestrialized. I'm just very confused. I'm very confused as to what happened there. I think Crook was a really solid mon to keep in this match. Gets the sun up. The Roar Veil is not going to be able to go up here. Terra Blast is going to do absurd damage, but not get the KO. Why is he clicking the Aurora Veil? I'm very confused by that. Moonblast does a little bit of chip here to the Incineroar. Get some good chip off here. We're going to see the knockoff into the Whimsicott now, getting rid of its leftovers. Good damage here. We're going to see the Will-O-Wisp into the Corviknight. Why is Corviknight... Wait. Why did Corviknight come in here? Why did Corviknight come in against an Incineroar? When you have a Keldeo right there. Why was Keldeo not the immediate switch in? I'm very confused. Keldeo doesn't mind getting burned. And it resists both stabs. I don't know why Keldeo didn't come in on that one. I'm very confused. I'm very confused with some of the things that's happening in this game. The burn does affect the body press, as some people are not aware of. So, not going to be able to kill the Incineroar, and it's going to be able to knock the Corviknight down super low. Does die to the recoil there. You see the Terra Fairy from the Sandslash here. It's going to go for a Terra Blast, probably predicting, like, I don't even know. Probably the Keldeo would come in, which would have made sense. Iron Head's not going to do a lot of damage here, as we're going to see the Rapid Spin get rid of the rocks and get the speed boost. We'll see the Triple Axle here. With the Iron Head. Is this going to be a war of attrition between two Mons that aren't doing anything to each other? Yeah. Dylan decides to blink first here, get the Dipplin in here. Very bulky dude. We're going to see the Corviknight just roost. Why is the Corviknight just sitting here on the field doing nothing? I'm very confused. Alright, Haxorus is going to come just hard in on the Dipplin as it Dragon Tails. That is just a very unfortunate play. And we're just going to body press now. We're just now the Dipplin's going to growth up. Okay. I'm really confused as to what's happening here. I don't really understand the thought processes here. This Dipplin's just... Why are we close combating? Why did we close combat? He had no reason to switch out. He was at +2. Why did we close combat there? What were we trying to hit? Excalibur would have gotten hit by a dragon move. I mean, there's two fairies that could have come in, but like close combat's not hitting any of them. Hitting the Sandslash for good damage, and like, okay, it would have killed the Ninetales, but like, he had no reason to switch here. Why are we not just clicking the dragon move? I don't understand. I don't understand what just happened. Why did that just happen? Why did Dipplin take not a like Dragon Claw or Outrage? I think that would have been much better just to get that big crazy damage off. But now the Haxorus is dead. I'm very confused. I'm just trying to understand. That did not do very much damage. I don't know why the Moonblast didn't come out here instead of the Terra Blast. Wait. Why? I'm having such a tough time here. I'm having a very difficult time. Why was the super effective Moonblast not clicked against Diplin? Is Diplin one of the Terra captains? It is not a Terra captain. Plus, he already is Terrestrialized, so it doesn't matter. So why was the Stab super effective Moonblast not clicked against the Diplin? Twice. That's 2 Moonblasts you would be able to hit it with. That's really strong damage instead of the Terra Blast, which did not do that much. Also, why was the Whimsicott not then just sacked when it's knocked down to 2%? Not really sure about that. Why was Keldeo just randomly sacked for no reason? Really not entirely sure there. You also have a Corviknight that's burned right here that's not doing anything, but you could actually just set up more on it. It doesn't really matter. And why are we not clicking a Stab Fairy type move? Again, this thing's still a dragon. It's just sitting here being a dragon. Why are we not clicking Stab Fairy moves against the dragon type? Why are we not clicking moves that are strong against the dragon type? I don't understand what's happening. I don't understand why this Diplin is just allowed to sit here and just set up and be free. Why? Oh, my brain hurts. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. Why are we not clicking the super effective button? Why are we not clicking the super effective button? You need to be clicking the super effective button. Oh my god. It's already set up. There's no reason to click anything but the super effective button here. There's literally no reason to do anything but that. I'm so confused. We do see the quick draw here. We're going to see the flamethrower. And we're going to take out the Corviknight. Okay, cool. Mercilessly, that game is done. Oh, what? I don't even know what was happening in half that game. I don't know what was happening there. I just don't know. I just don't know. Oh, I'm feeling my head's going to explode. Good game, Dylan. I mean, you just kind of, you played well. You played really well here. Nate, I don't know what happened on that one, man. I don't know what was going on or where you were at, but I wasn't seeing. I was seeing a lot of rough stuff there, man. I'm not gonna lie. That was a pretty rough game to watch. I don't understand 80% of the plays. There are 30 turns in this one, and I understood maybe about 5 of them. Everything just kind of fell off the rails at some point, and I'm still trying to figure out what happened. I need to move on. I can't look at this anymore. I'm losing my mind. We're going to see Stuart and the Xandercand Zoroarks taking on Callum and the Victory Bells. Callum's bringing the Victory Bell, the Pecharunt, the Slowking, the Thundurus, the Clefable, and the Duraludon. And we're going to see on Stuart's side the Donphan, the Comfey, Umbreon, Annihilate, Hisuian Zoroark, and Weavile. Let's see how this one plays out. 2 really solid competitors here. I'm very excited on this one. See the Poison Jab immediately come out from the Weavile. We're going to see the Calm Mind come out from the Clefable. Why? Okay, I can see that. Okay, makes sense. He's probably choiced in some way, shape, or form. Knew that the Clefable was obviously going to switch out and do something that would deal with that situation, which could either be the Pecharunt or the Duraludon, which just makes a lot of sense. So, made that switch there. That was good. That was really good. We see Shadow Ball from the Annihilate. That is one of the most interesting things I think I've ever seen. I've never seen Special Annihilate. That is special. Oh, Tom, stupid. I'm so dumb. Why did I fall for that? Why did I fall for... No one's running Special Annihilate. That was obviously going to be Zoroark. I don't even know. I got. It's almost midnight. I'm a little tired. It's been a long day, a hot day. But, oh man. See the Weather Ball come out here. Good stuff. Again, Weather Ball shenanigans. from the Thunderous. We're going to see the Volt Switch out here into the Pecharunt. It's not going to take a whole ton. We're going to see the Weakness Policy. That is such a good bring on Pecharunt. That is actually a really good bring. We're going to see the actual factual Annihilate come in here. We're going to see the Toxic from the Malignant Chain, and then the Poison Puppeteer making it confused. Shadow Ball is going to be able to take out the Annihilate here, and we're going to see now the Weavile, which I'm assuming is Banded, come in here. Yeah, that's a Banded knockoff if I've ever seen one. Jesus. Banded knockoff is looking real scary right now. We're going to see Thunderous come in here as the Umbreon comes out. Thunderbolt's going to do a decent chunk of damage. Nothing too crazy, though. We're going to double into Comfey here as the Volt Switch comes out for some big damage on that. Pecharunt's going to come in as the Comfey turns into a Steel type here as the Pecharunt recovers. Okay, so he didn't get got by it by going for the Malignant Chain. We're going to see the Nasty Plot come off from the Pecharunt here as both sides are just setting up in front of each other's faces. But unfortunately, Comfey does pack the stored power, and that is going to be a whole lot of probably GG. Not really seeing a scenario where Callum's going to come out of this. Yeah, he's got 2 special attackers left. We got a +3 Comfey with Draining Kiss, Recovery, and Stored Power. I think that's just pretty much as GG as it gets. And it has Taunt too, just in case this thing has some kind of like Thunder Wave toxic nonsense it can go for. Going for the Calm Minds, I feel, is a little bit BM, bad manners. You know you just kind of win this game at this point. It's very much over. Slowking cannot break you, barring a crit. And even if it does break through you, you have a Banded Weavile sitting right in the back. That's just going to nuke this thing into Kingdom Come. So I think you just kind of click the buttons at that point. Autopiloting it, but very, very good game. Very, very strong performance once again by Stewart, putting in a lot of work. I mean, he's a really strong competitor. He's been really strong in a lot of other leagues. So I'm not very surprised to see him doing well here. Very, very happy to see how this match turned out for him. Very good stuff across the board. Very, very nice. Very nicely done. Moving on, we have Simon and the Wugga Wugga Wug Trios taking on Michaela and the Florida Flaffy, back off of the medical issues. We're going to see how she performs here. We're going to see she has the Dragapult, the Mew, the Iron Jugulus, the Blastoise, Galvantula, and the Heatran. Taking on Simon is Archaludon, Garganacl, Sableye, what is your name? Barraskewda, the Hisuian Electrode, and the Reuniclus. Let's see how this one plays out. We're going to see the double electric type lead here. We're going to see the sticky webs go up immediately here. Switching out into the Blastoise. Not the best switch here, I don't think, obviously because of the Salt Cure. Hydro Pump is going to miss, which is very unfortunate for her, taking all that damage. Double Hydro miss. That is so, so disheartening. Soul Cure is going to be able to take out the Blastoise there. That is incredibly disheartening to see. We're going to see Earthquake come out from the Mew here, as the Soul Cure is going to come out as well. Get some good chip damage going on this Mew. Mew's just going to stay the course and smack this thing down. We're going to see the block come out from Organical. That's very toxic. I feel like we're going to have a little bit of a war of attrition on this one. These two are looking like they're going to just keep punching each other in the face for a little bit. I wonder if this Mew has some form of recovery. I would hope so. It doesn't look like it's going to have any form of recovery, which is very unfortunate. We're going to see it get knocked down pretty low here, and the Soul Cure should take out the Mew here. But Organical does end off here with 46%. We're going to see Magma Storm miss too. Why did we not just click the Flash Cannon here? I'm not really sure. Earth Power is going to be the click, and it's going to take out the Garganacl, but that Soul Cure is going to do so much damage to Heatran. We're going to switch out here, obviously. Reuniclus is going to set up the Trick Room here. Psychic is going to knock down the Galvantula to Sash, but we're going to see the Bug Buzz do a big chunk to the Reuniclus here. We're going to go hard out into the Jugulus with the booster energy. Going to get that speed boost. Knockoff does no damage. We're going to see the flash cannon do not too much either. A good chunk, but nothing too crazy. And the Jugulus is going to be able to finish off the Reuniclus. Webs are going to come up here, slowing down this Barraskewda as the Dragon Bolt comes in on that liquidation. Big damage from the Life Orb Barraskewda. Thunderbolt does nothing to the Sableye. Jesus. But Juggy's going to be able to come in here against the Sableye. Can't get burned. We do see Simon making the age-old mistake of trying to use a Prankster move on a Dark type. We have all done it. We have all been there. It's rough. It's every time it's rough. Dark Pulse is going to nuke the Barraskewda here. Earth Power is going to do crazy damage to this Archaludon here. We're going to see the Electro Shot, though. This should take out the Iron Jugglers, no doubt in my mind, giving that special attack buff to the Archaludon as well. But we do see the Dragon Darts being able to take out the Archaludon here. Kind of a risky click on the Dragon Darts. The stamina boost could have potentially saved it, but it was not going to be enough. Terra Ice is going to come out here from the Electrode. The rolls on those Dragon Darts, 48 to 52, that's kind of tough. It's kind of tough to see that happen. Also, the Dragon Pulp being faster. Maybe it's Scarfed. Get off some crazy damage here. And the Florida Flappy's picking up a very good win here against the Wugga Wugga Wug Trios. Very well played by Michaela here. Very good stuff. Simon just kind of got beat down a little bit. The misplay on the Sableye, trying to fire off the Willow into the Jugulus, was definitely rough. Just kind of allowed the Jugulus to kind of go hard and beat down the team. Not really much he could have done with Sableye in there, obviously, but even still, like, it gave Jug a free turn that it didn't really need. So, very good game, though, by Michaela. Really well played. Very much enjoyed watching that one. Held up a lot of momentum straight up through the whole game. So, very good stuff. Surprised to not see any hats removal. Does Simon have removal on his team? I'm wondering. He does have Defog, Galarian, Weezing as an option, and Cryogonal on the team. So, definitely not sure why there was no removal on this team, Simon. With Webs on the other side, and you always want to have removal no matter what, you make that removal fit on your team. I think you honestly probably could have gotten away with Cryogonal. I think Cryogonal would have been perfectly fine in this one, looking at the matchup, looking at what was on the opposing side. I don't see any reason why Cryogonal couldn't have shown up. Kind of same thing with Weezing. Weezing would have done decently well with the Jug and the Polt. I think would have been nice to have the Fairy type for that. But, you live and you learn. Now we move on to our last game for this week, which is going to be Matthew and the Memphis River Kingdras taking on Lewis and the Garchamps, and I hope we're not going to be seeing some of the same stuff again. This is the same team he brought last week. Lewis has the Galarian Moltres, the Glastrier, the Vikavolt, Basket Legion, the Deoxys Defense, and the Garchomp. His whole game plan was setting up webs with the Vikavolt. Setting up a whole bunch of spikes and rocks with the Deoxys. Having Scarfed Basket Legion to back him up. He had Trick Room on the Deoxys as well. Trick Room plus webs was very weird. I remember I called that out. Glastrier just kind of beat some stuff down. That's pretty much all we saw in the last match we viewed of Lewis's. So I'm hoping he's not just bringing the same teams and stuff. We see Talonflame lead here against the Vikavolt. We're going to see Flare Blitz immediately knock this thing down to Sash. And a Volt Switch here, actually. We're not going to go straight for the webs. We're just going to go for the Volt Switch. Good stuff. Just take out that Talonflame immediately. We're going to see the Rillaboom come in here against the Garchomp. Go for the Grassy Glide immediately. Get some good damage as the Garchomp goes for a Swords Dance. Very much now threatened by the Grassy Glide. We're going to see the Deoxys come in here. Take a decent chunk from the Grassy Glide, though. Very good damage. We're going to see Sandy Shocks come in as the Stealth Rocks go up I assume this is going to be where the Deoxys starts clicking all the buttons. Why are we clicking non-stab attacks? Why are we clicking in non-stab flash cannon here? That doesn't make any sense. I'm not really sure what that play was. Glalie is going to come in here as more spikes come up. We're going to see it turn into a ghost type and click Shadow Ball. That's a play. That's certainly a play. Shadow Ball's coming out here. I mean, Shadow Balls are basically very free against this team. Why are we Trick Rooming with webs up? Why are we Trick Rooming with webs? That doesn't make any freaking sense, dude. At all. It doesn't make any sense. It does look like it's going to pan out, though. None of the Mons are going to be getting slower than the Glastrier here, so this looks like Glastrier is going to be putting in some crazy work. It's just super strong. It's going to be breaking through everything here. I will say, like, yes, it's working. I understand, but, like, Lewis, I'm begging you, please do not fall into the same traps of bringing the same stuff every single week. It's just, it makes me very upset. I understand. If it works for you, I get it, but it just comes off as very lazy, and I don't like it. I do not like it at all. It's very, very upsetting. Because it goes against the whole point of Draft League. You have a full team of 11 Pokemon. You have an Azelf, which is good. You have a Charizard, which can do things. A Flapple, which can do some good things. Murkrow, which can be super strong in some matchups. Zapdos, which can be super strong in a ton of matchups. Don't fall into the trap of bringing the same 6 Mons just because the strategy's worked a couple times. It's just upsetting. It's upsetting. It's unfun to watch. It's just not good stuff. It's not good. I mean, at least for you, it's working. It's not working for Angel, but please don't just start bringing the same thing every week. I'm begging you. Please, like, put some more thought into your prep. Put some more into it. Like, I'm begging, pleading with you. Don't do this. Don't do this to me. Well, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and look at the Week 4 matchups and see what... Alright, ladies and gentlemen, these are the matchups you can look forward to for week number 4. We have Nate and the Baltimore Predacons taking on Stuart and the Xanarkand Zoroarks. Stuart has been on a tear so far. Nate has been having a bad couple of weeks, just playing a little off. Not really sure what's going on there, but hopefully he'll be able to get his act back together against Stuart here, who is a very, very strong, very, very savvy competitor. Michaela and the Florida Flaffy taking on Lewis and the Garchamps. Lewis, again, hoping you don't fall into this trap of bringing the same stuff every week, despite the fact that it seems to be working. Michaela, hopefully you'll be able to combat this strategy, which is a very sound strategy. It's a very solid, very strong strategy, but I just hope that you'll be able to combat it and hopefully pick up a win and show him that maybe bringing the same stuff every week isn't a great idea. Maybe. Same thing here, same sentiment. Angel and the Golden State War Turtles taking on James and the Grind City Gale Wings. This is someone who will probably punish bringing the same team every week the most, because James is a very smart and experienced player. I could very well see him punishing that hell out of that. And I hope he does, because we shouldn't be bringing the same teams every single week. It is lazy and crap. Don't do it. We see Colin and the Infernal Blazers taking on James and the Myrtle Magikarps. James has been on a tear since coming down to D-League. Will Colin be able to slow him down after a good matchup the other week? In week 2, I don't know. We'll have to see. But James is a tough competitor. Colin's going to have to bring his A-game. We have Alyssa and the Long Island Leopards taking on the Philadelphia Fampies. Again, Alyssa's still playing catch-up with her games. This game will happen hopefully soon, and whenever it does, that will be on whatever recap is closest to when it takes place. We'll just kind of play it by ear with that one. But we do then also have Matthew and the Memphis River Rangers taking on Simon and the Wugga Wugga Wug Trios. Both teams coming off of some tough losses this past week. Hopefully one of these coaches will bounce back solidly and get on some form of momentum. We have Dylan and the New York Applins taking on Callum and the Victory Bells. Again, two coaches have an up and down season so far. Callum coming off of a loss this past week. Dylan coming off of a win. Kind of like I'm not even sure what to call that win, but hopefully he'll be able to take some of that momentum and pivot it into more victories going forward. But Callum is another tough opponent, so it should be very interesting to see how that one plays out. And last but not least, we have Aaron and the Rowlett Trailblazers taking on Jay and the Southeast Texas Sneezlers. Jay has bounced back solidly from a tough loss in week 2. Hopefully he'll be able to keep that momentum rolling going forward against Aaron, but that is a tough opponent to face for sure. But that being said, that's going to be it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please, I understand I sound like I'm ragging on you guys. I promise you, it is only because I expect better from you guys, and I want to see you all improve. And any critiques or comments I make is not meant to be derogatory. It's meant to be a teaching moment. Please take what I'm saying as teaching moments. I'm doing Draft League for a very long time. I'm very experienced in this type of battling. I'm very experienced at playing competitive Pokemon. So, I'm not the best. I'm not saying I'm the best. But I'm saying I have a lot of experience. And I hope that some of you who maybe don't have as much experience can take some of the things I'm saying, take some of my criticisms, and hopefully apply them and lead to improvement down the line. Because that's all I really want to see is people get better and improve as time goes on. So, thank you guys for watching. My name is Jeff. I'm the head commissioner of the NPBF, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.